Pujayatman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda commences tonight's satsang with a Sanskrit peace chant.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with a mystic song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, played and sung by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is called O Holy Mother, Touch Me. Oh, Holy Mother, touch me. It is of you I dream, riding on a swan with snowy robe, with jasmine flowers on the you play a divine melody. Oh, my Saraswati Namaha. Oh, my Saraswati my heart is sad, remove my The sun and stars give me no rapture. Why are you ever hidden from my sight? Capture me with your mystical wisdom. Oh, let me look into the beauty of your eyes. I adore you, oh Mother with shining jewel, the illusion of deserts and conceals you. Like a white mist of morning, you disappear. Bestow upon me that freedom of the wind. If I could only see your golden smile, let me keep your footprints in my heart. I must shine like the moon in blue skies. Oh, release me Om Saraswati Namaha. Om Saraswati We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. Today is October the 30th, 2020, Friday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on the Tulsi Ramayana. This is series 2016, class number 226. And now, Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Neelambujashyabalkomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations Lord Rama, whose complexion is like the blue lotus, is very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, and he is carrying powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Sri Ramcharitmanas by Goswami Tulsidas in Ayodhya Kand, and the verse number we continue with is 268. The context in a storyline is Bharata, along with all the important personalities of Ayodhya, have come to get Rama, to request Rama to receive coronation and return to Ayodhya as king. So the people of Ayodhya may celebrate Rama as king and Sita as queen. But behind this storyline, what's important is to understand the role of bhakti. Bharata is a personification of bhakti yoga, the path of devotion. How the path of devotion starts with emotion and has to face many challenges. But most important point with bhakti, that no matter all the challenges, Bharata never loses focus on Rama. His trust in Rama continues no matter how things are. Rama said to Bharata, that he should express his wish and Rama will grant it. And Bharata took it very profoundly and felt that all the responsibility is now on his head. And deep down he figured out that what Rama wills, that should be his decision. Utaru deyi sunir Swami Rajai, so sevak lakhi laaj lajai. Asmay avagun udajiv gadhu, Swami saneha sarahat sadhu. Having received, Bharata is saying to Rama, having received Rama's order, Rama's command, if I were to answer expressing my opinion, answering to the Divine Lord, that's shameful. Even shame, spirit of shame, is ashamed by that act. Shame, shame, shame. I am boundless. I am ocean with boundless depth of negative qualities. And yet I am answering the Lord, and the Lord in turn, out of immense love, gives commendations to my statements. Ab kripal mohiso mat bhava, sakuch Swami man jai na pava. O Lord, now what I want is to do what the Lord and Master expresses me to do without any restriction, without any hesitation. And it is my oath to your lotus feet that whatever you will command will be. Prabhu pad sasapath kahau sati bhavu, jag mangal hit ek upau. Taking the name of Lord Rama's feet, swearing with honor our Lord Rama. What I say is the only one way to aid the well-being of the entire universe. Jag mangal hit ek upau. Jag is the whole universe. Mangal, doing good to the universe. The well-being of all. There is only one method, and is to do Rama's will. That's the ideal of your devotion, bhakti. Remember the wit, ideal. The deal made by your eye. If your ego makes the deal, it's worse. If the real I am is involved with the deal, that's real ideal. So each time you use the word ideal, think over it. Whose deal it is? If it is ego's deal, that's not ideal. If it's God's deal, yes. प्रभु प्रसन्न मन सकुच तज जो जही आय सुदेव सो सिर धरि धरि करहि सब मिटि अनट अवरेव. Whatever the Lord commands without any restriction, with his open-heartedness, all people will follow the command. And that will be the remedy for all troubles, turmoils, and terrifying situations. These are the profound statements. भरत बचन सुनि सुनि सुर हर से साधु सराही सुमन सुर वर से असमंजस बस अवधन वासी प्रमुदित मन तापस बनवासी. Hearing these words of Bharata, gods in heaven who were all there present, and I have already explained to you that whenever satsanga takes place, gods are watching over you. And when you understand it, they offer flowers. The flower called Suman. Mind becomes joyous. That means someone has tickled your mind. Saints and sages who were all present, they began to praise Bharata. Suman Sura Barse, and gods began to shower flowers. Asamanjasa basa avadhana vasi, pramudita manata pasabana vasi. And people of Ayodhya, they are in suspense. Those who are devoted to austerity and spiritual sadhana, they were exceedingly happy. चुपहि रहे रघुनाथ संकोची प्रभु गति देखी सभा सब सोची. Sri Ram continued to be quiet, didn't respond, didn't say anything. Because Rama was preparing for proper condition to enable Bharata to understand what is his real objective. In other words, to promote Bharata's bhakti to its ideal climax. Otherwise, every devotee begins with devotion, and in that process, there is always expectation from God. How much devotion I have done, practiced for you, O God. And this is what I want. You are omnipotent. Nothing is impossible for you. So don't give me exactly as I want. And to illustrate this point, if you are a real devotee, you must understand that what you think is the ideal for you. That's the I's deal, your ego's deal. The real ideal is God's, what God wills. And God's will for soul is always on the basis of boundless love. So that's why Rama stayed quiet. And that suspense was broken soon. Janaka दूत तेहि अवसर आए, मुनि वशिष्ठ सुनि बेगी बोलाए. Some messengers of Janaka came into the assembly where all those people were there. And Sage Vasishtha immediately welcomed them. करि प्रणाम तिन रामु निहारे, वेशु देखि भय निपट दुखारे. Those messengers, there were 5 or 6 of them. They looked at Rama, and seeing Rama, Lakshmana, Sita in the having the dress of ascetics, they felt very miserable. दूतन मुनि बर बूझी बाता, कहु विदेह भूप कुशलाता. Sage Vasishtha asked the messengers, tell me, how is King Janaka? सुनि सकुचाई नाई मही माथा, बोले चरबर जोरे हाथा. बूझब राउर सादर साई, कुशल हेतु सो भयो गोसाई. Having listened to Sage Vasishtha's question, the messengers bowing their head, and among them the leader of the messengers said, O Lord, the very fact that you are asking with such sweetness, there lies the answer to your question. In other words, what could be better? What is the better than that being attended on by you? नाहि तकोशल नाथ के साथ कुशल गई नाथ, मिथिला अवध विशेषते जगु सब भयउ अनाथ. With the departure of King Dasharatha, where is well-being for us? With his departure, the whole world has become as if without Lord, without a sustainer. Mithila and Ayodhya both are without a loving master. कौशलपति गति सुनि जन कौरा, भे सब लोक शोक बस बौरा। जहीं देखें तहीं समय विदेहु, नाम सत्यास लाग न केहू। So the messengers are reporting to Vasishtha and to the assembly there that when King Janaka came to know of what happened, Rama, Lakshmana went to forest. King Dasharatha passed away. They were afflicted with grief, not only Janaka, but all people in Janakpur. They all lost their common awareness. And seeing Videha, Videha is King Janaka, is known as Videha because he is established in Videha Mukti. If Jivan Mukti has become perfected, then same as Videha. You never view yourself, I am body. That state is called Videha. But King Janaka, listening to the departure of Dasharatha and Rama, Lakshmana, Sita going to forest, forgot that he was Videha. He came in the grip of grief. Here, in storyline, it seems so easy to understand. It's a sentimental language, but there is a divine philosophy behind it. And what philosophy is? If you have developed that jnana-based insight, I am not the body, I am not the mind, and you are rooted in it, then it's Videha. But the proof, further proof for Videha is love, bhakti, devotion to Rama. So that love aspect of Janaka is being pointed out. In other words, Janaka was not lesser by grieving, but rather his grief is the aroma of his being Videha. That grief, in brief, is giving an example how to love Rama, how to love God. A Jivan Mukta who cannot give that type of impact on the masses, what type of Mukta is that? Bhakti, inspiring bhakti in people, that becomes possible from the highest enlightened sages. So in a storyline, he is being presented as though he is so enlightened. But when he hears about Rama, he loses, as if he loses his enlightenment. And he flows along with the wind of grief. रानी कुचाली सुनत नर पालही, सूझन कछु जस मनि बिनु व्यालही. Hearing the conspiracy created by Queen Kaikeyi, Janaka didn't know what to do. He was like a snake that had lost its jewel, funny money. That's a special type of snake, is believed to have crystal jewel in its head, and the snake deposits the jewel or the pearl and goes around in the light of the pearl. It's just like a person carrying a flashlight. But this snake carries it in its hood. All this is highly allegorical. Your vrittis, thought waves, are the hoods of the snake. And the hood that has his spiritual insight is the jewel in it. So divine hoods cannot survive if the jewel is taken away. Having heard that Rama has been sent to forest and Bharata is going to be the king, King Janaka, the lord of Mithila, was deeply troubled in his heart. Nipabujhes budhap sachiva samaju kahu vichari uchitaka aju. The king asked his ministers and wise counselors, tell me, what is our duty now? But all people were in a state of perplexion. They couldn't say what to do. Go to bring Rama back or coronate Bharata. They didn't know what to do. नृपहि धीर धरि हृदय विचारी पठये अवध चतुर चरचारी. King Janaka, the messengers are giving all this story to Vasishtha and people there who have gathered there along with Rama, Lakshmana, Sita. So, the king sent some secret agents to probe into the happenings that led to Dasharatha's death and Rama's banishment in forest. Bhuji Bharata sati bhau kubhau ayahu vegina hoi lakau. And he had told those secret agents that figure out if Bharata was involved in this conspiracy for gaining the kingdom of Ayodhya. And do it speedily. गए भरत चर कहे अवध चर भरत गति बूझी देखी करतूती चले चित्रकूट ही भरतु चार चले तिरहूति. The Guptachars, the secret agents, went to Ayodhya, and when they studied Bharata and discovered how sacrificing he is and how devoted he is to Rama, and that Bharata has taken trip to Chitrakoot, where Rama, Lakshmana and Sita are. Having received all this information, they returned to Mithila, same as Janakpuri, that was ruled by King Janaka. And there is another name for Mithila is Tirhut. 3 ahuti. You pour in oblation, seer, seen and sight. They tried, Triputi. The relative consciousness is dumped into, is sublimated into the fire of knowledge. If that state has reached, you are living in Tirhut. Otherwise, it is a place in Bihar. धरी धीरज करी भरत बढ़ाई, लिए सुभट साहनी बोलाई. When Janaka came to know this, all that has happened, he praised Bharata for his love for Rama and immediately planned to go where Bharata and Rama are in Chitrakoot. And in his plan, he collected his vast army along with warriors, generals, and all heroes and great personalities. घरपुर देश राखी रखवारे, है गए रथ बहु जान समारे. Some people were left in Janakpur to guard over the city, but most people, along with horses, elephants, chariots, all they departed towards Rama. तुधरी साधि चले तत्काला, किए विश्रामुन मग महिपाला. And on an auspicious occasion, they commenced their trip. All through their journey, they didn't take any rest anywhere. Messengers are giving this report. Today, early in the morning, they have taken plunge in the pilgrimage center of Prayag. And then they were crossing the Yamuna river. At this stage, they sent us, खबरी लेन हम पटाए नाथा, तिन कही अस महिमाय उमात नाय उमाता. O Lord, during this state, when they were crossing, they sent us to give the report to you. Thus saying, the messengers bowed their heads, placing the heads towards the floor. And and Sage Vasishtha sent a group of tribal people to lead these messengers through a right course towards their destination. सुनत जनक आवगमन सब हर्षेबु अवध समाज। रघुनंदन ही सकोच बड़ सोच विवश सुर राजु। Now when this news came, all people listened that King Janaka has come with all generals and great personalities. Here all the Ayodhya people, when they heard it, they were so happy, thrilled. But Lord Rama stayed in suspense because he was waiting for the right occasion for resolution to this situation. And Indra became in deep distress that all the circumstances imply that Rama cannot disobey King Janaka and all that. So what will happen to Rama incarnation? गरई गलानि कुटिल कह केई काहि कहे केहि दूषणुक देई. And the wicked Kaikeyi, Dusht Kaikeyi, is melting away in, her mind is melting away in regret. This is in a storyline, you see. The Kaikeyi is not Dusht. Kaikeyi is that movement of jnana, vichar movement. And it's the vichar movement that has activated all the four brothers, representing four aspects of yoga: karma yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga, jnana yoga. Karma yoga is Shatrughna, bhakti yoga is Bharata, dhyana yoga is Lakshmana, and Rama is Jnana, absolute. So all through all these four divine personalities, the entire yoga movement is presented allegorically. So, coming back to the storyline, Kaikeyi is in deep regret. Why did she become the cause of all this trouble? But all other people, they are so happy. People of Ayodhya are happy that since Janaka has come, naturally they will not return to Ayodhya soon. They have now the opportunity to have few days more to be with Rama. यही प्रकार गत बासर सोऊ प्रातनहान लोग सबको. That day was spent. Next day, early in the morning, all went to take baths. And after bath, Kari Majjanu Pujahi Nar Nari, Ganap Gauri Tripurari Samari. And they adored. After they took their baths, they offered their prayers. How did they offer their prayers? There is a sequence. All that is meant to give you teaching how to spiritualize your daily life. Ganap, first Ganesha, then Gauri. Ganesha, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. If you are following Kundalini Yoga, Sushumna passage, Ganesha is the very base of Kundalini. And then the three chakras, Manipur chakra, Anahat chakra or Agnya chakra, they are presided by Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi. All these three Devis is Gauri. Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. So first you worshipped Ganesha, then Gauri, and then Tripurari, Lord Shiva is the Lord of all the Gauri and Shiva. Gauri is the consort of Shiva. That again is allegorical. Prakriti is Prakriti and Purusha, Maya Shakti of God. That God is Shiva. And the sequence doesn't end here. Rama Ramana Padabandi Bhavori Binavahi Anjalu Manchala Jori. And after worshipping Shiva, they worship the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu with folded hands. And it didn't end there. Now they turn to Sri Rama. May he be the king and Sita the queen. Raja Rama Janaki Rani Ananda Avadhi Avadhara Jadhani. Let Rama be king. Rama is Brahman, the absolute. So sequence climaxes with Rama. सुबह सुबह सऊ फिरी सहित समाजा भरत ही राम करहूँ जुबराजा. Let Rama rule over Ayodhya and make Bharata his heir apparent to the throne. एहि सुख सुधा सींच सब काहू देव देहु जग जीवन लाहू. This joy of Rama's coronation in Ayodhya is like Amrit Kalash, like the vessel of nectar, and let that vessel nectar shower over all. May all be benefited. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya. So imagine all that is put early in the morning. This is your meditation plan. Begin with Ganesha. Turn to Gauri. Om Dum Durgaye Namah. Om Shim Mahalakshmi Namah. Mahim Saraswatyai Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. And turn to Sun God, the source. You are going towards Nirgun Nirakar movement. And ultimately the absolute Brahman, represented by Rama. Rama is the Ishta Devata in Ramayana. In Bhagavad Puran, Krishna. Both have the same role. Ishta Devata has the same role as Brahman, the absolute. All other gods become different aspects of the same Brahman. So if your Ishta Devata is Goddess Saraswati, then all gods and goddesses, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, they all adore Saraswati. And that you have to understand. It is not superiority or inferiority. Rama Raman Padabandi Bahori, Binavahi Anjali Chanchal Jori, Raja Ram Janaki Rani, Ananda Avadhi Avadha Rajadhani. And that point I have explained already. They worshipped Lord Vishnu, and their prayer was Rama should be the king, Janaki queen. Subas basau fir sahit samaja, bhartahi Ram karahun subaraja. And all the society will be joyous. And Ram will make Bharata heir apparent to the throne. And this will be like shower of nectar for the benefit of all. Guru Samaj Abhayin Sahit Ram Raju Puraho Achat Ram Raja Avad Maryamag Sabuko. Ramas must rule Ayodhya along with brothers, all citizens of Ayodhya, and the Guru. And this is their prayer. May we depart from our bodies while Rama is the ruler. This is what they are praying for. They are praying for Rama Rajya. To see all this is Brahman, must understand in a simple way. For every sadhaka, this whole plan is an inspiring project. How you begin your prayer, how the sequence is, and what is your internal vrata, will, that you, when by the time you depart, you must understand you are in Ayodhya. Rama is ruling. And Jnana is the ruler. And Bhakti is the heir apparent to the throne. So Bhakti and Jnana highlighted. If Bhakti and Jnana are highlighted in your personality and you depart, that's the ideal. You have fulfilled the purpose of your life beyond imagination. Go one step further, you don't have to depart. Depart term is only again allegorical. When you realize you are Brahman, there is no parting or departing. All that is for the sake of people who are not enlightened. Guru Samaj Bhayin Sahit Ram Raju Purohovu Achat Ram Raja Avad Maryamag Sabako. And this I have explained now. This is what they are asking, praying for. And we will continue next time. Om Ram 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 Om Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Oh, prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras grace of God over all, and for the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Nidamaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Pranam Guruji. My question is there a different meaning to Shakti? Are there different ways to use Shakti? The word.
The word Shakti is languages go into so many, just like you can use the well in so many ways. The well, down. You are not well if you are inside the well. Same way Shakti. If you are holding on tremendous strength to carry out your revenge, in language it is Shakti. Your Shakti is same as strength. The word strength you can use positively, you can use negative. So it depends upon the context.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Then I have a question. Bhuvi wanted to ask, but she, I'm going to ask it for her. She wants to know, why does puja feel so good when you do it?
Ask it. Move your mask. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
So she wants to know, how come when you finish doing puja, you have a good feeling?
That's why you did the puja. And your puja was success.
See, that's the gift.
Whenever you have any job you do, and you enjoy success after the job is done, that's because sucking what is left. Suck. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Guruji.
So do more sucking.
So tomorrow night, Swamiji will guide meditation at 7:30. If you're not here, remember you get an extra hour of sleep tomorrow night when you go to bed. And when you leave tonight, try to see the moon. It's particularly beautiful.